Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dylan Wall, joined alongside Cade Powell. I know Monday night we officially signed off, then realized we had another game to do Thursday. So this is game 2 of Brookstone versus Sly County.
Now batting, number 8, Jeremiah Burgess.
And game 1 went to Sly County after 12 innings.
Yeah, that's right. And Dylan Wyndham came up big in the bottom of the 12th, hit a walk-off 2-run home run to right field. So.
Yeah, he ended with a bang, literally, and put the Wildcats up on game 1. So game 2,
we're going to have Ashton Gooden starting on the mound for Sly County. And the leadoff batter for Brookstone is center fielder Jeremiah Burgess.
And game 1 of this 3-game series so far was a wild one. Not, at the end, obviously the walk-off, but inside the game we had a bunch of close calls, and Brookstone's head coach was getting a little frustrated with the field judge. And
as Ashton gets set to deliver the first pitch, we have time called. So Burgess digs in as Ashton delivers the first pitch of game 2, and that one will be inside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch inside for ball 2. Looked like the same exact spot there from Ashton Gooden.
Yeah. And this is going to be interesting for game 2, as Sly County went through some pitchers in game 1, to stretch the 12 innings.
Great pitch by Ashton Gooden. He was inside on the first 2 and paints the outside part of the plate for strike 1 in this at-bat and the first strike of this ball game. So now the 2-1 pitch fouled back by Burgess and out of play. Ashton quickly evens the count back at 2-2.
Burgess is doing a great job of fighting the pitches off from Ashton. He's stayed kind of high so far in this count, or in this at bat, excuse me. Let's see what he does, and looks like we have field judge, the home plate umpire coming to Gooden on the mound. Looks like he might have had a band around his arm, needed to replace. So Gooden's 2-2 pitch to Burgess, low and away for ball 3. So
Ashton will face his first full count of the night and in danger of giving up his first walk and base runner of the night to Brookstone. Now the full 3-2 pitch outside for ball 1. So Ashton will give up his first walk of the night to Burgess, and that will now bring up the third baseman, Ben Sloan.
Now batting, number 14, Adam Lowry.
So Gooden's first pitch to Sloan.
Excuse me, that is Adam Lowry now at the plate.
Yeah, excuse me there. Like I said, Lowry. So first pitch to Lowry shows bunt. He fouls it off.
Just trying to play small ball here at the start of this game as Brookstone looks to put an early run on the board with a leadoff walk, and the 1-0 pitch will be outside for ball 2, excuse me. Now Gooden's pickoff move attempt to first. Burgess will get back in time. So he's getting a pretty healthy lead over there. He has a lot of speed. So that breaking ball will just be a little outside. And
Good needs to settle down here a little bit. We're coming off a very ecstatic win. A lot of energy pumping through him, but settle down here and see if we can get the first out. As this next pitch is hit to Dylan Taylor, the shortstop, he's going to flip it to Logan Works, and the throw to Dylan Wyndham at first is not going to be in time, but that will retire the lead runner. And now that brings on the second baseman, Trey Sanders.
Now batting, number 7, Trey Sanders.
Now Sanders will dig in for his first at bat of the night in this game 2 ball game against Ashton Gooden, the senior right-handed pitcher for the Wildcats. He has a runner on first, 1 out, and the first pitch he sees, a great pitch by Ashton Gooden for strike 1. So he went low and away, and
Yeah.
great job by Tripp Lumpkin of painting that on the corner. That one pitch swung on and hit deep to left field. Dakota Albritton going back, and that ball is going to get out of here. So Trey Sanders starting this ball game off with a 2-run blast, and Brookstone jumps ahead to an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
Just a great piece of hitting there by Trey Sanders. Inside fastball, and he went with it, pulled it down into that left field wall.
Brookstone's loving it. The previous game, it was 2-2 until Dylan Wyndham, the first baseman for Slide County, hit a 2-run walk-off, but Brookstone already has a 2-run lead now.
And in that first game, it just seemed that, down the stretch, Brookstone was getting a little frustrated. They weren't getting calls.
Right.
As the first pitch of this at-bat will be in there for strike 1, but they weren't getting any calls on steals or anything.
And Jackson Milner hits the ball to the shortstop, and he's retired from Dylan Taylor. So it's 2 outs now in the top of the first, and Luke Norman, the right fielder, up to the plate for his first at-bat of the second game.
So the first pitch Luke will see from Ashton is going to be a fastball just a little bit outside for ball 1. So let's see what Luke Norman can do with 2 outs. And the second pitch he sees, breaking ball inside for ball 2.
It's a good pitch right there from Gooden. Looks close from our angle, but home plate umpire has the best angle, so his call stands. Second ball, so.
Great pitch by Ashton Gooden to come back. He was down 2-0 in the count. Brings it to 2-1. Just a fastball in the outer half of the plate. And now the 2-1 pitch, breaking ball is going to hit a high fly ball in the center. And Garrett Peavy will easily come down with that. So after the top half of the first, Brookstone is already out to a 2-0 lead. So the center fielder, junior Garrett Peavy, will lead off for the Wildcats here in game 2. So he digs in for his first at bat and looks to bunt. Bunted just foul down or right behind the catcher, excuse me. So early, Garrett Peavy is down in this count.
Yeah, not a bad decision there from Peavy to bunt, trying to draw the Brookstone defense off there a little bit as he takes strike 2. So PV already down in the count. That is
We'll see a breaking ball in an 0-2 count, and that one just breaks into the dirt. PV tries to battle back from this 0-2 count. Now the 1-2 pitch swung on and hit down the third base line, fielded and thrown over to first to make the first out of the inning for Brookstone, as that'll bring up the senior left fielder Dakota Albritton.
yeah. Dakota Albritton's making some great contact this year.
Dakota Albritton.
And a lot of his contact is hit right to an infielder or an outfielder, which is a little unfortunate because he is swinging the bat really well.
The first pitch he sees of the game 2 is a breaking ball, will be just inside for ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch, outside for ball 2.
The 2-0 pitch hit on just to the shortstop. Dakota with great speed running to first.
As he is retired on 3 pitches there, and that'll bring up the sophomore shortstop and Dylan Taylor.
Up to bat number 11, Dylan Taylor.
Dylan Taylor in that first game had a couple of opportunities at the plate with the man on third
Right.
in those extra innings, and just wasn't able to convert. Hit a couple of good
Yeah.
shots, but just straight at it. And it's the first pitch he'll see is a breaking ball, and he took a big cut at that one. It's the 0-1 pitch. It's thrown inside for ball 1.
The 0-1 pitch to,
Well, 1-1 pitch.
or excuse me, the 1-1 pitch to Dylan Taylor in there for ball 2. See what he can do here with a 2-1 pitch. He hits this one straight to the second baseman. He's going to bob it a little bit, but a easy throw to first is going to retire Sly County. So Brookstone strikes first early in the first. 2 runs to nothing, and we'll be right back. Up to the plate now, Hayes Volts, as he's about to see the first pitch from Gooden tonight. The first pitch to him is in there for strike 1.
So Ashton gives up that 2-run home run in the top half of the first. Let's see if he can dial it in here in the
Right.
second inning.
So next pitch, Volts sees is swinging for strike 2.
Great breaking ball by Ashton Gooden, getting him all out in front and makes him swing early at that one. Thought the fastball was coming. And now the 0-2 pitch to Volts is outside. I like the pitch
Yeah.
by Ashton.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to get him to swing it. That's something you can't do
Right.
anything with, and just trying to get an easy ground ball out. But
Brookstone's been connecting so far in the second game, and as he said right there, he goes outside again and has Volt swinging. So that's going to retire him for the first out. But Gooden went away. Didn't want to put something over the plate and caught him swinging.
Now batting, number 9, Drew Albright.
And that brings up Drew Albright for Brookstone, and the first pitch he sees from Gooden's in there for strike one.
Gooden going to start him off on the inside part of the plate to start off this at bat. He's been living pretty much outside here in the first and then the second so far. Now the 0-1 pitch to Albright swung on and fouled. So Ashton doing a great job here early in this second inning, just getting batters down into a 0-2 pitcher's count. And
Yeah.
now you can throw any pitch you want to here. I'd expect a breaking ball, something away,
Yeah.
be a fastball just out in the other batter's box. So all right now, we'll see the first ball, and he's down into a 1-2 count.
Ooh, that was a close one. Gooden went back inside there.
Trip Lumpkin tried to frame that, but umpire behind the plate just didn't want to give him the call. And now the 2-2 pitch swung on and ripped down the first base line, just foul.
Yeah, Gooden's doing a great job of showing him all kinds of looks, high and inside, low and away. As that one's a little too inside, as that does hit Drew. That's going to put a runner on now at first, and that brings up Mitchell Hall.
Now batting, number 22, Mitchell Harp.
Or excuse me, Harp, Mitchell Harp. Now as he makes his first plate appearance. And Gooden now has a runner on at first. Just to watch that as the first pitch he sees is going to hit it right over Logan Wirtz's head. The right fielder's coming in. Makes a good easy throw to Dylan Taylor, the shortstop, for back up. And
Brookstone, they're in a complete different mood than they were in that game one, as they're getting fired up.
that brings on the pitcher, Connor King.
Now batting, number 17, Connor King.
Connor King will dig in to see Ashton Gooden for the first time tonight, as he is the 9-hole hitter for Brookstone. And first pitch he sees outside for ball one, and Tripp trying to frame that and just not getting the call right there. Ashton set to deliver the 1-0 pitch. It's a bunt attempt, and a good one down the first base line as Dylan Wyndham fields it and throws on to Logan Wirtz from second as he covers first. And
That's perfectly executed bunt right there.
yep, you got 2 outs now for your leadoff man, as you got runners at second and third.
And that brings on Jeremiah Burgess now for his second plate appearance.
Batting, number 8, Jeremiah Burgess.
He drew a walk into his first at bat. See what he can do in his second versus Gooden. Takes a hard cut at that one and appeared to be fouled back. Gooden just hasn't settled in here so far in this ball game. He's been just missing the plate.
He's really come alive here in the second inning, working the corners here. As the next pitch is in there for strike 2.
Great pitch by Gooden. Breaking ball, just starting at the batter and breaking it in.
So the 0-2 pitch from Gooden, just outside for ball 1, and 2 runners now in scoring position. Brookstone already has a two-run lead, so it's a big at bat here.
I like Ashton staying outside in
Yeah.
a 0-2 count. Just trying to get the hitter swinging. He goes back there, but that one's going to be low and in the dirt for ball 2. So now you got to really consider: do you want to throw a breaking ball here and try and get him to chase, or do you want to go after him with a 2-2 count? He threw a breaking ball, and he thought that was going to be in there for strike 3, but just off the outside.
Burgess did a great job of not swinging at that, as it was off the plate a little bit, and it did tail off. The full count pitch from Gooden as he's going to walk him to load the bases.
Not great from Ashton Gooden. He was up 0-2 in that count and allowed Burgess to come back in it by not even swinging once he got down into that 0-2 count. So that'll now bring up Adam Lowry, the third baseman. So he had a ground out in his first at-bat, fielder's choice, and the first pitch he sees in the second at-bat will be in there for strike one.
Yeah, Brookstone's really got Gooden here in a tight position. Bases loaded. As the pitch he sees goes straight to Gooden, and he's going to make a quick and easy throw to home plate. And that's going to retire the side. Brookstone stays at 2. The bottom of the second, Wildcats coming up. We'll be right back.
So Dylan Wyndham will dig in here for his first at-bat in the second game as he had that walk-off in game one and a great breaking ball by Connor King to start Dylan off in a 0-1 count.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they pitch Wyndham here. As he rolls over that one, the first baseman makes a great play to throw to Connor King, who takes the out at first, and that's going to retire Wyndham, and that's going to bring up Trent Bivens, the right fielder.
Great job by Jackson Milner, the first baseman for Brookstone, as he dove for that ball. Is able to get up and make the throw to Connor King, the pitcher who came over to get the ball at first. And like you said, Trent Bivens will now come to the plate for his first time in game two. The first pitch he sees is a breaking ball that just will break into the dirt there for ball one. Little blooper there, but just didn't have enough on it to get over the second baseman.
Commander 25, Ashton Gooden.
So Ashton Gooden, the pitcher, will stand in now and watch that one go in for strike one.
And back to that play from Trent Bivens is out. Mitchell Harp, the second baseman, did a great job of tracking that one down. So Gooden already in an 0-2 count now as he swings and misses on 3 pitches. So it's going to retire to the side. Cats still haven't scored yet, about to hit the top of the third. We'll be right back.
Now we come back to the
Trey Sanders.
top half of the third, and Trey Sanders will dig in as in his first at bat versus Gooden. He had a 2-run home run, and he hit it off that fastball in the first inning and sees a breaking ball to start the top of the third.
Again, this will be interesting to see how Gooden pitches to him as he throws him a curveball, and it's going to hit a pop fly behind the plate, just out of play for Trent Lumpkin to attempt a catch there. So Trey Sanders escapes a quick out there. And that puts him even at 1. So the 1-1 pitch from Gooden, just out of the outside corner, and he's showing his frustration a little bit as he has had quite a few pitches on the outside corner that haven't gone his way.
He showed it after he struck out there in the top or in the bottom half of the second too. Threw the bat in the helmet after he struck out, and now we'll give up another base hit to Trey Sanders as that's going to find the right center field gap. And
wow,
great job by Trent Bivens cutting that off and only allowing him to get 1 base out of that.
Beautiful throw and hustle from Trent Bivens. That could have easily been
a double for Trey Sanders.
Yeah. That brings on 44, the first baseman, Jackson Milner. Now his 1 runner is on, no outs. And the first pitch to Milner he sees is a breaking ball across the outer half of the plate for strike 1. Got him there swinging, and a bunch of pitches Ashton's thrown on the outside of the plate have fooled the Brookstone batters into swinging. The next pitch he sees, swings again. This time it's fouled, and quickly in a 0-2 count.
I'd like Ashton to finish it off on this pitch. The last couple at-bats batters, he's gotten into a 0-2 count. He's let him fight back into it and gave up walks, or just got it a little too deep to get the out. And I will see the 0-2 pitches. He tries to go away there to get Milner to swing, but a great eye by him.
And Ashton's done that. He's gotten a quick 0-2 count, and he's went straight away from the batter. Try not to allow them to pull the ball. As the 1-2 pitch from Gooden again, this time's high, so it's going to even the count now at 2.
If I were Ashton, I'd throw a fastball, just try and get something in the top half of the zone, see if he can catch up with it. It'll be a fastball in the outer half of the plate, and a great pitch by Ashton to get him looking on that one.
Yeah, backwards K there for Ashton Gooden. Like you said, Gooden's been staying away for most of the time tonight and got him again.
So after that strikeout in the first out of the top half of the third, that'll bring up the right fielder and Luke Norman. Ashton pickoff move is going to hit the runner at first, but will not be advancing on the ball that got to the fence.
I think Trey Sanders there might have done the Wildcats a favor as it looked like it hit him. He got up a little slow there and decided not to run. So he stays at first, and the double play ball still intact.
Trey Sanders has got a good-sized lead over there, and great job by Trip Lumpkin of blocking that ball outside and in the dirt and not letting it get past him. So Ashton comes in there with a great breaking ball to even up the count at 1 apiece.
Lauren Barano playing just a little pass or above the grass as that pitch goes straight to Logan Johnson. He makes a quick throw to first.
That was
not in time.
Logan Wirtz at second, not Logan Johnson.
Excuse me.
So now with
Now batting number 15, Hayes.
2 outs, that brings up Hayes Volts for Brookstone. The first pitch he sees is going to be fouled off.
That was a very close play over there at first. And I believe Trey Sanders just kind of lackadaisical with his hustle and almost had a double play there.
Ashton's 0-1 pitch. Great breaking ball, check swing, and
beautiful pitch.
A great job by Tripp Lumpkin framing that on the corner.
Here we go again. Ashton has another 0-2 count on a Brookstone batter. Let's see if he can put him away here.
Great fastball by Ashton, but that ball going to be tailing foul to first baseline and out of play. The count remains at 0-2. See if Hayes Volts can try and battle back in this count. There's no telling what Ashton can throw here. He's got his whole arsenal of pitches to work with, and it's going to be a breaking ball hit right back up the middle for a base hit. Great piece of hitting by Hayes Volts as he's down 0-2, just choked up on the bat, tried to put it in play, and hits it right back up the middle.
Yeah, he put that ball right back where it came from. Nice piece of hitting there from Hayes Volts, and that brings up Drew Albright, the left fielder. So, Gooden with the 0-2 count now and gives up a hit. See what Drew could do here for Brookstone as he swings at the first pitches and fouls that one.
Brookstone has been very aggressive on Ashton early in this game.
They have.
They've had a runner on base every single inning. The first inning they had that 2-run home run, and then they left the bases loaded there in the top half of the second, and now they've got 2 men on threatening with 2 outs here in the top half of the third. Just trying to add some insurance runs. Great breaking ball by Ashton Gooden to get Drew Albright swinging there.
Gooden's breaking ball is he's really in the zone with that pitch right now. It's looking very, very good from the delivery. And
he's back in that 0-2 count, and he's giving up hits and walks coming out of this count so far early in this game. You got to be able to retire the batter here. Is this going to be a ground ball to Logan Wirtz at second base, and he's going to bobble in. It's going to get into center field, and Trey Spence is going to come around from second to score the 3rd run of the ball game for Brookstone. So maybe a misplay there by Logan Wirtz. I think he was trying to field it and just thought about throwing it before the runner was going to be able to make it at first, but costly error for the Wildcats. And
as the first pitch to Mitchell Harp is in there for strike 1, so Gooden with there's one runner in scoring position over there at second. And Gooden already has Harp in 0-1 count. See if you make it 0-2 again. So there's again. So Ashton's put a lot of Brookstone batters in 0-2 count. He's just having a little trouble finishing it. And
that was a great breaking ball there by Ashton Gooden, getting Mitchell Harp to swing at that in the dirt. So Ashton back in this 0-2 scenario, just trying to put him away, goes with a little change up on the outside part of the plate and call ball 1.
He's done that a lot. 0-2 count, the next pitch is going to be on the outside of the plate. I wonder if Brookstone's picked up on it yet. Might need to change his game plan just a little bit, but getting in the 0-2 count has really been a key for Gooden as another one.
He's just not getting that call on the outside corner of the plate. He's been trying to live there so far in this game with the 0-2 count, and just has gone a little bit too far outside. And runner going to be stealing from second. Is the ground ball to the shortstop Dylan Taylor, who's not able to handle it. So
nice job of a hit and run there from Brookstone. Worked perfectly. Barano went to cover third base, and he hit it right in the hole in the open gap. And even if Taylor would have fielded that ball cleanly,
it was going to be very hard to get the batter out or the runner out going to first. And that brings up the non-hole hitter pitcher Connor King for his second at bat of the ball game. Bases loaded again for Brookstone as That pitch high and goes off Trip Lumpkin's catcher's mitt and drops a little bit behind him. There will be no advance from third. It's been the 0-2 counts for Ashton that have just costed him. He hasn't been able to put batters away as Connor King will swing it and foul off that one.
So Gooden's been in this situation the previous inning. Bases loaded and 2 outs, and one little dribbler hit right back to him, and he just makes a quick and easy throw to Trip Lumpkin. We'll see how he can handle this. Bases loaded here with 2 outs and an even count at 1. Next pitch to King is just a little low. Putting a lot of pressure on Gooden here as the 2-1 pitch delivered. Hit straight to Dylan Taylor as a line drive, and he'll catch that one before it hits the ground. So that retires the half inning again. It's going to bring up the Cats in the bottom of the third. Brookstone does score 1 here. Puts the lead 3 now, and we'll be right back.
Now we'll have Lauren Barano digging in for his first at bat here in Game 2, the third baseman for the Wildcats. Is great breaking ball by Connor King there to start off the bottom half of the third. As Brookstone has jumped ahead to an early 3-0 lead here.
See what Barano can do here. Is he down 1 strike, and the second pitch from King is in there on the outside part of the plate. Strike 2. We have Trip Lumpkin on deck, and
Michael Wainwright in the hole for the Wildcats. Now the 0-2 pitch swung on and drilled the left field as he goes back, and that ball will stay in the park. And
yeah, Barano just missed one there. He had a good hit on it, and
just a little too high. And like you said, that'll bring up the freshman catcher in Trip Lumpkin, as the Wildcats have yet to reach base here so far in tonight's ball game.
Trip Lumpkin.
our freshman catcher's been pretty solid this year for Cy County.
He's done a great job behind the plate, blocking wild pitches, not allowing pass balls.
Right.
And the first pitch he sees is a great breaking ball by Connor King to start him out 0-1 in the count. Gets another breaking ball and fouled off down the first base line. So Ashton, who struggled in 0-2 counts, let's see what Connor King can do now in a 0-2 count on the mound as he sets to deliver the 0-2 pitch, and that is swung on and Be a strikeout for Connor King. So while Ashton has struggled with 0-2 counts, Connor King has been very good in those. Not allowing those Wildcat hitters to come back and reach base. So the senior DH, Michael Wainwright, will step into the batter's box, and the first pitch he sees is a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1.
Man, he did a great job of holding off. It was a little low for him, and he had a check swing, and as he watches that one for ball 2. Connor King's pitched pretty well so far in the game. As the third pitch to Michael Wainwright, he hits it straight to the shortstop. Shortstop bobbles a close play at first. Wainwright sneaks it in there for the first runner on for Slide County. And that's going to bring us right back to the top of the order now as Garrett Peavy makes his way, the center fielder
and that'll
for
be
Slide County.
An E6 for shortstop, Adam Lowry. And now, like you said, Garrett Peavy will dig in for his second at bat of tonight's ball game. He has a runner on first with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the third, and Connor King's breaking ball has been great so far as he throws another one there for strike 1.
He has a nasty curveball. King throwing that and shows it again right there, and he gets Peavy to pop up to the second baseman. He's going to have a running catch all the way down near the foul line.
Here's he came up with it, so we'll have Brookstone come up here in the top half of the fourth as they hold a 3-0 lead, and we'll be right back.
So to lead off the top of the fourth inning now, Gooden still on the mound, and that brings up the center fielder for Brookstone, number 8, Jeremiah Burgess. And the first pitch he sees from Ashton, he curls his shoulder in, thought it hit him, but Ashton broke it off just a little inside for ball 1.
And I'd like to mention the last 2 innings for Brookstone, they have left the bases loaded to end the inning as Ashton throws a fastball and Burgess will foul that one back for strike 1. So a 1-1 count now, but like I was saying, Brookstone has let the bases loaded in 2 innings here to start this ball game. The top half of the second and third, see if they can convert on runners in scoring position later down the stretch. The Wildcats start pushing at that lead of Brookstone.
And leaving 6 runners on can really hurt you late in the game. So
Burgess takes a big cut at the breaking ball from Ashton, so Ashton brings it back to a 2-2 count.
The 2-2 pitch from Ashton Gooden, just a little high for Burgess.
Trying to locate that breaking ball in there, just trying to get Burgess looking. As Ashton's been pretty solid with that pitch so far here tonight, but the count now is a full 3-2, and the payoff pitch swung on and fouled off down the first base line out of play. So Burgess will get another cut at it here.
And like you said, Gooden's pitched pretty well tonight. The score doesn't show that. One run did come on an error from Logan Wirtz. But Ashton's put a lot of Brookstone batters in early 0-2 counts, and that's actually when they've done the most damage. As he does walk the leadoff batter, Jeremiah Burgess.
And Burgess has a lot of speed at first base, and that's not a guy you want to put on at a walk.
And that's going to bring up Adam Lowry, the shortstop for Brookstone now. In the first inning, he hit into a fielder's choice. As that ball from Gooden gets away from Trip Lumpkin, so that takes the double play ball out now.
Ashton's not looking, and Burgess was thinking about going there, but he does have plenty of speed to stretch an extra base.
And Gooden was looking for a check swing call, and home plate umpire signals did not go around, so it will be ball one for Gooden. As an attempted bunt held it out there, Lowry did, and evens the count now at 1.
So far in this ballgame, like we were talking about earlier, Ashton has pitched pretty well. Just he hasn't been unable to locate that fastball outside. See, it goes right back there, and that's the spot he's been hitting all night long, and just not getting the calls in this ballgame. So if Ashton can start locating that fastball and getting out of these innings without allowing runners would be great for the Wildcats, as Ashton's pickoff move almost gets Burgess there at second as Dylan Taylor applies the tag.
Yeah, not a bad time to pick off there, as Burgess was getting a pretty big lead, and Ashton throws in a slow strike right there and evens the count now at 2. So trying to get the first out at the top of the 4th. And the 2-2 pitch from Gooden misses outside yet again.
He's
Still
been
a little
hitting
off the plate.
He's been hitting that spot all night long and just hasn't been getting the call. The umpire wants him to move in a little bit more, and now the full count is going to walk Lowry. So back-to-back full count walks for Gooden, as that'll bring up Trey Sanders, the third baseman for Brookstone, as he had that first strike for Brookstone in the top half of the first, as he hit a ball to deep left field and to cut over it and ran out of room out there, and ball went out. Gooden's pickoff move, doesn't decide to throw down to second.
So Gooden's first pitch to Trey Sanders in the top of the 4th goes in there for strike 1. A runner in scoring position, and that is Jeremiah Burgess. And
he's getting a big lead at second base, Burgess is.
Ashton's had 2 times he wanted to pick him off, and Dylan Taylor's over there playing with him in the second pitch. Now gets behind Trip Lumpkin, and
Burgess with plenty of speed is going to make it to third base with no throw from Trip Lumpkin. The runner at first will not advance. That is Adam Lowry at first base. And so now runners at the corners, no outs for Brookstone here in the top half of the 4th, as they are threatening to put some more runs on the ball game. Let's see what Trey Sanders can do in this 1-1 count.
Gooden stepping off the mound. And the 1-1 pitch to Trey Sanders. Another ball, so 2-1 count now. Gooden's got runners at the corners, makes it a little more strenuous. He delivers that pitch in there for strike 2, and he evens it up now. Still no outs in the top of the 4th, and
Strikeout would be big here for Ashton just to boost the confidence, as he's down. He's got 2 strikes on Trey Sanders, and he's had a tough time of finishing batters with 2 strikes on him so far, and a great breaking ball. And Trey Sanders is going to foul that one off on the first base side and out of play.
And in this game right here, the 3-game series is a big one for Saw County and Brookstone. For Saw County, it means a playoff spot. Whether they travel or play at home, and that one's going to be lifted in center field to Garrett Peavy. He's running in. The tag up from Lowry, the throw home is going to be way to the right of the catcher, and they do have a sac fly as Jeremiah Burgess comes in to score, and Adam Lowry advances from first to second. So
Dylan Taylor tries to cut that ball off in the middle of the infield, but just gets by him and all the way to the backstop, which allows the runner at first to move over. And, you know, I don't like that play from Garrett Peavy. He had to run a long way to get to that ball. Trent Bivens might have had a better play on it and a better angle to throw home with the speedy Burgess at third. So now Brookstone will have Jackson Milner, the first baseman, at the plate. 1 man on, 1 out, and first pitch he sees is going to be high for ball 1.
yeah, Brookstone's really cracking this game open here, as this is an important game for them, as he hits one right to their own dugout, so they'll even the count now at 1. So we finally did get the first out of the 4th. Runner in scoring position, and another pitch to Jackson Milner, and that one, Ashton took some off that one, and Milner swung right over it. Ashton now has him in a 1-2 count. See if he can punch him out here.
He's struggled in 1-2 count so far tonight, just allowing batters to fight back and get hits and walks. And the count now after that pitch will be even at 2 apiece.
And again, Ashton Gooden staying away. When he gets 2 strikes on the batter, he's staying away.
Now the 2-2 pitch swung on, and
So that's hit high. Tailing out of play, and Trent Bivens close to making the catch. It stayed inside the fence. Bivens just wasn't able to get there in time.
Bivens seems to be okay after he crashed into the fence on that foul ball, just trying to make the play. So the count remains at 2 apiece. Ashton is trying to get out of this inning with only allowing 1 more run. Now the 2-2 pitch swung on and hit in the right center field gap, and Trent Bivens is going to make a great play out there and
Wow.
is able to get that ball back in. And
Yeah, beautiful play by Trent Bivens. And I was sure off that hit.
it
That
was going to be
hit
at the wall.
right at the gap. Yeah, split the center fielder on the right fielder, but Bivens showing the speed, tracking it down, and getting the second out. And no runners were able to advance. So
Luke Norman, the right fielder, will now step in for Brookstone with 2 outs. Still a man on second, as there was no sacrifice fly there. He was unable to move up, as he didn't think Bivens was going to be able to get to that ball. And the first pitch he sees is a hard cut and ripped foul out of play.
yeah, Brookstone's really figuring out Ashton Gooden here as making a lot of contact now. Gooden's 0-1 pitch. Hit again, and this time it's a little pop-up right to Taylor, the shortstop, so that's going to retire the top half of the 4th. They did score another run, and coming up in the bottom of the 4th, we got Dakota Albritton, Dylan Taylor, and Dylan Wyndham, and we'll be right back. So Dakota Albritton now leading off the fourth, and he gets hit right on the head. So that's going to put Albritton now at first. And here comes Dylan Taylor, the left-hander. Shortstop who made the last out in the bottom of the fourth.
At number 11, Dylan Taylor.
So Albritton over there at first. He's got a lot of speed, and the first pitch to Taylor almost dropped in there for strike one, and umpire thought otherwise.
So Dakota Albritton, just the second base runner reach for Sly County so far in this game, is they have Michael Wainwright in the bottom half of the third, reached by an error, and Dakota gets hit, so still no hits for Sly County. The second pitch is going to be outside for ball two.
And Dale Davis, the catcher, tried to frame that one on the outside corner there. As Dylan Taylor hits one high, and the center fielder's backing up, is over his head. It's going to hit the right before the fence. Albritton stops at third from the head coach, Coach Cheek. So Dylan Taylor takes an early swing and puts two Cats in scoring position now, who's down 4, and here comes up Dylan Wyndham, the senior first baseman.
At number 8, Dylan Wyndham.
And
Great piece of hitting by Dylan Taylor there, just went with the pitch and hit it right back up the middle and over the center fielder.
And as of tonight, Dylan Wyndham has not been a favorite of Brookstone's pitching. As the first pitch from Connor King to Wyndham is a breaking ball on the outside half of the plate.
So Sly County threatening here in the bottom half of the fourth.
Another high hit. This time it's going to end the gap for Wyndham, and just in front of the fence is going to be the first out, but that is going to be a sac fly and bring Albritton home to score. So Wyndham did his job, puts Cats on the board in the bottom of the fourth, and Taylor moves up to third.
So the Cats still threatening here in the bottom half of the fourth, as they did have 2 men on with no out, but with the sac fly there, Dylan Taylor will advance to third with Trent Bivens, who very well could have saved a run there in the last inning with that great catch in the right center field gap. So let's see if he can add a run for the Wildcats now. Only 1 out here in the bottom half of the fourth. First pitch he sees, great breaking ball by Connor King to start him off. 0-1 in the count.
Connor King has a pretty good curveball. He just showed it off there, and he tries to go outside on that pitch, and Bivens with a good eye, not swinging, so that evens the count now at 1. The fans and the bleachers for Sly County is getting a little loud.
Getting involved here.
And pump the team up as Bivens attempts a bunt on the first base side.
Ball just rolls foul there, and so Bivens now down in a 1-2 count. So he's got to play a lot more conservative here and just try and hit one in play and bring Dylan Taylor around to score from third, and trying to just claw back into this game as they're down by 3 at the midpoint in this ball game. And 1-2 pitch, little chop swing, and Dylan Taylor now is going to be a rundown as he dives back to third, and he's going to be retired there as Trent is able to reach first, but at what cost? You give up an out, and there is an out at third.
Yeah, Dylan Taylor just want to put the score, want to put a run on the score, but Taylor got a little too antsy there, and a ball hit right back to the pitcher, and
that's going to bring up
caught him.
The pitcher for the Wildcats, Ashton Gooden, he's gotten frustrated on the mound and in the batter's box tonight. His first at bat, he struck out swinging as the first pitch he sees is going to break outside for ball 1, and a pickoff move to first. Evans is going to be able to get back in time. Now, King sets to deliver the 1-0 pitch, and great breaking ball by King gets Ashton on a check swing strike. So that evens the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, King's, I can't say it again, his curveball is phenomenal. It's a beautiful pitch.
He tries to go with it again, but unable to locate that one. Is going to be outside and in the dirt. And let's see if Ashton can put a charge into one here.
Yeah.
He's gotten a little frustrated and
help himself out.
trying to help himself out on the mound.
As he does, he hits this one high. He's going in the right field, all the way back to the fence. It hits the fence. We got one runner going around third. The throw
Bivens is going
home.
to try and score, and that ball's going to come up short, and Ashton's trying to go to third, and no throw down, so a great piece of hitting by Ashton Gooden. Is, like I said, he did put a charge in that ball, and
He helped himself out there.
the right fielder is unable to locate it. It's it one hops the wall, and now Brookstone's crowd is just stunned, and
You know that.
Wildcat fans are now getting pumped up.
And that has to be the best feeling. You know, you struggle, you give up 4 runs, and you have an opportunity to put one in play and maybe score one, and you do.
Great piece of hitting by Ashton Gooden, too. You know, not trying to do too much with it, with 2 outs there, and he takes that pitch to right field. Now that's going to bring up the senior third baseman, Lauren Barano, as the first pitch he sees is a nice breaking ball by King, but just a little bit outside. So Lauren is going to start out 1-0 in this count. So the 1-0 pitch is delivered and fouled off by Lauren. It was another breaking ball, and Lauren just committed to it and is able to foul that one off.
Did you see the great base run in there from Trent Bivens, who was at first when Gooden hit that opposite field?
He was digging all the way around, and he was going to go for the plate no matter what, and it was a great base running by Ashton Gooden, realizing that ball got away from the catcher and is able to advance to third.
Third base coach,
Chuck Cheek.
yeah, he's over there. He sent Bivens all the way, even when the throw was close to the infield, being aggressive, trying to get on the board, and that retires.
Lauren Barano is going to strike out there with a check swing strike in the dirt. So the Wildcats do grab 2 runs there in the bottom half of the 4th, and as they are now down by just 2, and we'll be right back. So Hayes Volts will step into the batter's box, and Ashton's going to go up and in and get him to chase a high fastball there. So Ashton starts out early in this inning with a 0-1 count. She's gotten into a lot of these and even into 0-2 counts, but just able to retire the batter.
So the 1-1 pitch from Gooden sends it outside, and it'll be a ball 2 now. Gooden here stayed away first 3 pitches, and that one's going to be hit right to the shortstop, Dylan Taylor. He makes a running throw to first, and Wyndham in there to scoop it up, and it's going to be the first out at the top of the 5th. And that brings on the designated hitter, number 9, Drew Albright.
Now batting, number 9, Drew Albright.
That's a good start there from Gooden, able to shut down the first batter.
Wildcats have given up a run in in every single inning so far tonight except one, and that was in the second where he was able to retire Brookstone, leaving bases loaded. It's the first pitch to Albright. Will be in there for strike one.
The 0-1 pitch from Gooden way outside. He gets past Trip Lumpkin. So he's going away on the outside half of the plate. Gooden staying consistent with his pitches. Gets a first strike or second strike, and he goes away, and that one in there for ball 2.
Just try to go low there. Get the batter to chase.
And that one's flied and hit out of play on the left side of the field.
So that'll even the count at 2 apiece. As Ashton has found himself in 0-2, 1-2, 2-2 counts a lot, and just unable to retire the batter. Let's see if he can get Albright here. Now the 2-2 pitch set and line shot straight at Dylan Taylor, so Albright goes down as that'll bring up the second baseman, number 22, Mitchell Harp.
Taylor now has both outs on the top of the 5th. As you said, Harp comes up to the plate now.
Ashton in a great position to retire the side here in a 1-2-3 inning, as the first pitch to Harp is going to be outside and low for ball 1.
And no one's in the bullpen for Sly County, as they will continue to pitch Gooden, as he's set down 2 now in the 5th, and that one way inside almost hit Harp. That'll be a 2-0 count now.
See if Ashton can battle back here with 2 balls, no strikes, and that pitch is going to be high for ball 3, so not a great start for Ashton Gooden here, and with 2 outs with Harp at the plate.
Yeah, that was a close pitch there. I thought it was a strike, and as that one looked identical to the one before it. Now we have a 3-1 count.
Well, the 3-1 pitch is delivered to Harp and going to be outside for ball 3, so
and that's where
Brookstone has another runner on base.
And that's where Ashton struggled to get 2 outs, and next batter put a walk, so that brings on the pitcher, Connor King. As Gooden in the bottom of the 4th helped himself out with an RBI triple.
Now Coach Cheek is going to go out and talk to Ashton Gooden, and I believe we're going to have a change here as we are. Let's see who
So Gooden giving up.
The replacement's going to be Dylan Wyndham, the hero in game 1. So as Gooden comes out, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
So Dylan Wyndham now, the pitcher, he comes in to relieve Gooden. Gooden moves to right field, and Trent Bivens from right field now to first base. And the first pitch from Wyndham, ball one just on the outside of the plate. 2 outs, 1 runner on first. The 0-1 pitch from Wyndham sneaks up just inside for ball 2, trying to shut down the batter and get out of the top of the 5th.
So now Wyndham sets to deliver the 2-0 pitch, delivered in there for strike 1. There still is a man on first.
Yeah.
Like you said, 2 outs in the top half of the 5th as Wyndham delivers the 2-1 pitch, and a great pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Ashton found himself in a lot of these 2-2, 1-2, 0-2 counts and just unable to convert. Let's see how Dylan Wyndham does here in his first count with 2 strikes.
2-2 pitch from Wyndham. He throws a slow breaking ball across the plate and
seemed to just not break in time, and he's going to stay outside for ball 3. So the count full at a 3-2. Brookstone tries to extend the inning, and the ball swung on and hit to first base at Trent Bivens, who just came in to play first as Ashton moved out to right. So that'll bring up the center fielder, Jeremiah Burgess.
And that one hit just off of Trent Bivens' gloves. Luckily, he at least tipped it. It could have been a lot worse for Sly County, but
could have went all the way out to right field, and the runner could be at third, and they can have runners at the corners with 2 outs, but only at a runner at first and second.
That brings up the first batter for Brookstone,
Jeremiah Burgess, the center fielder. So he digs in against Wyndham for the first time. So Wyndham in his first 2-strike count gives up a hot shot down the first base line. We're back now to the top of the order with Burgess.
Big lead over there at second base. Wyndham eyeing him. The first pitch to Burgess, low and away for ball 1.
So Dylan Wyndham is a left-handed pitcher, and he can view that runner at first and second. He has that luxury as he's quickly behind down 1-0 in the count to Burgess, so delivers the 1-0 pitch. Is going to be low and outside for ball 2.
And Trip Lumpkin held it there a little longer, trying to let the home plate umpire see where that ball landed. But another ball for Wyndham. The 2-0 pitch to Burgess. Outside again, so Wyndham threatening to load the bases here with 2 outs. As Brookstone still has a 2-run lead. The 3-0 pitch in there right across the plate for strike 1. So
I don't blame Burgess there for not swinging. You know, he's got 3-0 count. Wyndham hasn't thrown him a strike yet, and Wyndham locates that fastball right down the middle. So he's now on a 3-1 count against Burgess. So he sets to deliver the pitch and swung on, fouled off down the first base line and out of place. So Wyndham has battled back to a 3-2 count now.
yeah, this is a big at bat here. Big pitch from Wyndham. Trying to get out of this inning and let his guys do the work. So the 3-2 pitch from Wyndham on the outside half of the plate. That's going to walk Burgess. So that's going to load the bases now, and it brings up Adam Lowry, the shortstop.
This is the 3rd time Brookstone has had the bases loaded with 2 outs. They've left them stranded twice there in the 2nd and the 3rd. So they're trying to push more runs across the plate, as we saw the Wildcats score 2 in there in the bottom half of the 4th. And Wyndham's first pitch is to Lowry. He's going to be inside for ball 1.
Wyndham just trying to find his groove here. And the fans, Forsyth County getting loud. This next pitch is in there for strike 1, so count evens now to 1, and we have Michael Wainwright in the bullpen for Forsyth County warming up.
Dylan sets to deliver the 1-1 pitch, and it is swung on and hit right back up the middle, and line drive called by Garrett Peavy to retire the side. And
that's now 9
runners left on base with
yeah.
3 bases loaded situations. And
Wyndham gets us out of that sticky one here, and then we'll see in the bottom of the 5th, Brookstone still up 4-2. We'll be right back.
we are back now here in the bottom half of the 5th as the freshman catcher Trip Lumpkin leads us off with the bunt, and great job by Connor King as he slips there as he feels that ball and is still able to throw Lumpkin out at first, as that'll bring up the senior designated hitter Michael Wainwright.
Wainwright was just in the bullpen warming up. Now we have coming up with 1 out, 1 pitch out for Connor King and Brookstone. The first pitch Wainwright sees is a breaking ball across the plate for strike 1.
And King has been so great with that breaking ball here tonight, as he's been able to locate it on most of the times he's thrown it, and there it is again. His great job by Michael Wainwright to not swing at that, as it will break down in the dirt for ball 1.
Fans trying to disrupt the pitching as Wainwright hits one high in the sky, and center fielder's coming in to take that one. And that retires Wainwright, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. And now we have Garrett Peavy up to the plate, the leadoff hitter.
Great job by Jeremiah Burgess calling Adam Lowry off there. And as Adam Lowry looked like he wanted to go for that ball, but Burgess just had a better angle. And like you said, Garrett Peavy will come up to the plate now with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball as he turns on that one, and line drive into left field is going to get down for the first hit of this inning.
And up next is the left fielder, senior Dakota Albritton.
Wildcats have done their damage so far in this ballgame with 2 outs.
Number 22, Dakota Albritton.
So Dakota's going to get set to dig in here with 2 outs. Breaking ball by King, great pitch, and great job by Dakota of holding up on that one. And it's not going to be in there for ball 1.
And Connor hasn't had, the pitcher for Brookstone, Connor King, hasn't had many chances with runners on the base. So it'd be interesting to see how he works it right here as he
Pick off move attempt to try and get Peavy over there at first, as Peavy has got plenty of speed. Center fielder for the Wildcats.
But 1-0 pitch to Albritton. He swings on, hits it straight to the center fielder.
Jeremiah Burgess is going to come on and field that one. So Wildcats unable to put any runs on the board there in the bottom half of the fifth. So we'll move into the top half of the sixth, and we'll be right back.
So up to the plate now, the pitcher Connor King.
Excuse me, that is Trey Sanders, the third baseman for Brookstone. So he's already got a home run in the ball game back in the first.
Sorry about that. So this is the first time he will see
The
Dylan
left-handed
Wyndham. Yeah.
Dylan Wyndham, as you were saying. So Dylan starts this count 1-0 as he delivers the 1-0 pitch, and it is going to be on the outside part of the plate for strike one.
So that's an even one count now. The 1-1 pitch from Wyndham, he left that one high. It was an off-speed pitch. Trey Sanders keeping a good eye over there. Not able to swing at that one. So 2-1 pitch. He does hit that one straight to the shortstop, Dylan Taylor. He's deep in the hole. A good strong throw to first. And that'll retire him. So the first batter, it's the first batter sat down. That brings on Jackson Wilner, number 44, the first baseman.
Now batting, number 44, Jackson Miller.
So Jackson Milner, the first baseman for Brookstone, will come up to see Dylan Wyndham, the left-handed pitcher, for the first time tonight in the top half of the sixth. As Brookstone, they've had great opportunities to score. They've just left men on, and they left the bases loaded 3 times here in this ball game.
Right. Wyndham here. The 1-0 pitch. And they're low for ball 2. Wyndham has a quick 1 out in the first batter, and this one hits right to Lauren Barano, the third baseman. A quick, strong throw again to Trent Bivens, and that's going to be the second out. So 2 batters up, 2 batters down. And that brings on Luke Norman, the right fielder.
Now batting, number 11, Luke Norman.
See if Wyndham can put him down in a quick 3 up, 3 down and send the Cats in the bottom of the 6th.
So the first pitch to Norman will be in there for strike 1.
And Wyndham's really settling down here. You know, when he came in the first or the 5th inning.
He was a little bit rattled when he came in. He came in with 2 outs and gave up a couple walks to load the bases as The 0-1 pitch will be down low for ball 1.
Ooh, that was a nice pitch from Wyndham there. Had him in a 1-1 count, and Blue thought he left it up a little high. So Wyndham now has him in a 3-1 count. Threatening to put him on at first. The 3-1 pitch.
Swung on and fouled off down the first baseline. Let's see if Trent Bivens can come on and make the play, but that ball will tail out of play, and the count now will be a full 3-2. So Wyndham trying to retire the side in a 1-2-3 fashion. Delivers the full count pitch. Great pitch on the outside part of the plate by Wyndham as he gives the batter a stare down after that.
So that's going to end the top of the 6th. Coming up now, we'll have Dylan Taylor, Dylan Wyndham, and Trent Bivens to lead off the bottom of the 6th. And we'll be right back. So Dylan Taylor will lead off the bottom of the 6th from Trey Sanders, who the new pitcher coming in for Brookstone to relieve Connor King.
Connor King was so great in this ball game with that breaking ball. The first pitch Dylan sees will be in there for strike 1, but let's see what our new pitcher can do. And he's quickly up 0-2 versus Dylan Taylor to start off the bottom half of the 6th.
The 0-2 pitch from Sanders, low and away.
Sanders is a hard-throwing righty, as it appears in this ball game. Now his 1-2 pitch just a bit outside as the catcher tries to frame that one on the outer part of the plate. Dylan fights back to now an even 2-2 count. Trying to get a leadoff base hit for the Wildcats, or a walk. The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled back out of play.
So Dylan Taylor stays with the 2-2 count. The next pitch he sees on the outside half of the plate for ball 3. So it went from 0-2 count to now to a full count here.
He's done a great job battling back as he's fouled off the only strike he's seen, and now the 3-2 pitch. Strikeout from Dylan Taylor as he goes down swinging and shows a little bit of frustration now as we'll have the two pitchers going against each other, and Dylan Wyndham comes into the batter's box.
Dylan Wyndham.
First pitch to Wyndham, swung on a miss, and
Wyndham put a hard cut into that one, just trying to make that a one-run ball game, as he's already had one home run on the night and the walk-off in game one. It's the second pitch he sees is swung on and fouled off.
Another.
So Wyndham's early down 0-2 in this count.
In the on-deck circle is Trent Bivens, first baseman. The next pitch to Wyndham, he fouls that one off again. So he's fighting here, still in the 0-2. Trey Sanders doing a great job of putting the first two batters in an 0-2 count. And
now the 0-2 pitch outside for ball one. As Wyndham's trying to battle back here and for the Wildcats and get their first base runner of the inning.
And that was the same pitch that he delivered to Dylan Taylor on the first ball that Sanders threw. Was low and away.
Dylan's taking some hard cuts in this at bat and just can't seem to square them up and put them in play, as they've all been fouled off.
So the count now even at 2. Wyndham worked his way back. Next pitch he sees is in the dirt. So Trey Sanders has had the first two batters in 0-2 counts and put them both in a full count. So Wyndham can adjust here, and
probably a fastball going to be down low and in the dirt.
he
And
draws a walk.
great job by Dylan Wyndham to fight in that at bat, not making it easy on Spence. Just fouling off every fastball he gave him that was in the strike zone, as that's going to bring up the junior first baseman and Trent Bivens.
And we're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Dylan Wyndham.
It's going to be Tucker Welch that will come on for Dylan Wyndham. As Ashton Gooden is in the on-deck circle, and the last at bat he had a line drive over the right fielder's head to score the first runs of the game for the Wildcats. Now Trent takes a big cut at that one. It's going to be fouled out of play. So the Wildcats are getting aggressive here on Spence.
Yep.
They only have one out in this inning.
The next pitch from Sanders is low in the dirt for ball one, so evens the count now at 1. Gooden in the on-deck circle. 1-1 pitch in the dirt again, and Sanders now, with his first batter, he hasn't had in the 0-2 count to start off. The pitch hit from
Great piece of hitting by Trent Bivens, as that's going to be out into the left field gap. Outfielder will track that down, so great piece of hitting by Trent Bivens to advance Tucker Welch to second, as that's going to bring up the right fielder, Ashton Gooden.
the Cats starting to feel it here in the energy, and 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. Ashton Gooden now up with Warren Barano in the on-deck circle. And a quick chat from the catcher and the pitcher for Brookstone. See home plate umpire. So what Ashton can do here. He helped himself out earlier in the game. Gave himself a run. See if he can do it again. The first pitch he sees.
Great
called
breaking
strike.
ball by Sanders, as that pitch is going to be in there for strike 1 against Ashton. Ashton trying to help Dylan Wyndham out on the mound, as he's going to foul that pitch off, and now he's down 0-2.
So this is the third batter of this
inning.
Now in an 0-2 count.
He gave up a walk and a strikeout when he started out 0-2, and that ball is going to be low and in the dirt. Great block by the catcher, not allowing that ball to get past him.
So Ashton with a 1-2 count here. Big lead at second for Tucker Welch. We have a time call from the home plate umpire.
Ashton requests time there, and it is granted. So if there's no double play here, we have Lauren Barano, the senior third baseman, in the on-deck circle. Ashton though on a 1-2 count, and the pitch is delivered once again low and in the dirt. It's going to even the count at 2 apiece here in the bottom half of the 6th.
And Slide County, the batters of this inning so far have been real patient. After getting an 0-2 count, they've really watched and worked themselves to a full count. We'll see if Ashton can do that here as he does. So that's 3 straight pitches in the dirt for Trey Sanders. 3 batters he's seen put him in an 0-2 count. Now in the 3-2 count for all 3. And home plate umpire going out to see Trey Sanders as he gives him,
He had a rubber band on his arm or something. It appeared.
Home plate umpire cleans off the plate. That might be a little important to seeing where the ball ends. The Gooden worked himself to a 3-2 count. Has some runners in scoring position. And he watches that one on the outside part of the plate. Brookstone not happy with that call, and that's going to load the bases now with the right-handed batter, Lauren Barano.
It was a great job by Ashton Gooden getting behind in that 0-2 count. And just like we saw Dylan Wyndham get behind in that 0-2 count, he's going to battle back and draw the walk. So now bases are going to be loaded for the Wildcats as the head coach is going to go out and talk to Sanders. Infield's going to come in and probably just have a talk on the mound, no change, I don't
This is a very, very big at bat here for both teams. One trying to conserve a lead, the other trying to have its first lead of the night.
Bases are loaded, only one out for the Wildcats as they've got 2 men in scoring position at second and third. That is Tucker Welch at third and Trent Bivens at second.
If Barano's able to reach on a base hit, that'll bring on Trip Lumpkin, the 8-hole hitter, freshman catcher.
Trent has got good speed at second, so a base hit should be able to bring him around to score. Coach Cheek wants to be that aggressive and try and tie up this ball game.
Oh, I thought there was 2 outs. I'm sorry, there was 1 out. So the first pitch to Barano.
Great out by Barano as that pitch is going to be inside.
And the fans are getting loud, trying to disrupt the pitching as it's a big at bat here. The 1-0 pitch to Barano in there for strike 1. The game's actually picking up now. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2 as Barano's hopping right back in the plate in the batter's box and
just trying to get aggressive on Sanders as now he delivers the 1-2 pitch, just throws the bat out there and is able to foul that pitch off on the first base side. So the count remains at 1-2. The Wildcats are trying to even this ball game up, and 1-2 pitch is delivered. A great pitch on the corner, but Brookstone is unable to get the call. Dale Davis, the catcher, tried to frame that one.
This is a big, big pitch here. Barano trying to protect the 2-2 count. He swung on and is fouled behind the plate again, so he's protecting the plate. His fans are standing up.
As long as there's no double play out of this, I think the Wildcats will be happy with that.
Right. The 2-2 pitch. Barano swung on and missed. That is going to be the second out, so there's still a little hope for Slide County. That brings on the freshman catcher, Trip Lumpkin, and a big, big at-bat here.
Spot for a freshman to be in.
And the fans are standing up. They know the importance of Game 2 for Slide County since they've already won Game 1. And the first pitch to Trip Lumpkin, he hits a little dribbler to the shortstop. He's going to miss it. 1 run's going to score. That's going to cut the lead down to 1. Trip Lumpkin able to squeeze that one in there as he advances, and bases are loaded now.
For the shortstop, just tried to come on and make a great throw there, but he thought about throwing the ball a little bit too early as that ball gets under the glove, and that's going to bring up the senior designated hitter, Michael Wainwright, here in a big spot in this game as the Wildcats are down 1 with 2 outs, threatening here in the bottom half of the 6th.
And if Michael Wainwright's able to reach either base on balls or a hit here, that'll bring up Garrett Peavy, the center fielder.
Bridge James came on for Trip Lumpkin at first base. The run is Michael Wainwright will take a big cut at that one in there for strike one.
The pitch gets away. Here comes the runner home. He's going to score. The game's tied. So
Here we go, man!
So two runners now in scoring position. Michael Wainwright with a 1-1 count. The game is tied. Game one went into extra innings all the way to the bottom of the 12th.
This game looking like it's going to go back to that.
Well, it has the option.
The Wildcats have evened it up here in the bottom of the sixth, still threatening with 2 men on, 2 out though, but Wainwright's going to watch that one go in there for strike 2.
And look at Trey Sanders. He's already getting ready on the mound. I mean, he's not taking his time at all. As like
So he goes outside for that one.
the first pitch to Wainwright, perfect strike. The second pitch, he took it, he went hurried up,
Just trying to battle back here. And
threw it away. 2-2 pitch. Michael Wainwright swings and protects the plate.
great job by Michael Wainwright of extending this at bat.
That fouls off the batting cages, just behind home plate.
Wainwright here in a big spot in this ball game, trying to give the Wildcats the first lead of this one. Is that ball's going to go over the catcher's head, and Ashton Gooden decides to hold up, and he could have scored on that ball, but the ball did bounce high off the backstop, and thought the catcher was going to be able to come up with that one.
Another 3-2 count for
Big spot
Trey
for Sanders, as he has the leadoff man, Garrett Peavy, on deck. See if he can come up the bat, but Michael Wainwright here in a full 3-2 count steps in, and great job by Sanders to work out of that jam. So
That's all right. We tied the game here at 4.
the Wildcats, they bring 2 runs in the top or in the bottom half of the 6th. As we go to the top half of the 7th, Brookstone will have its final at bat here in regulation play, and we'll be right back.
So to lead off the top of the 7th, after Slaw County tied it up 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, Hayes Volts comes on now, as the first pitch from Barano is in there for ball 1. So Barano comes in relief, and that brings in Dylan Wyndham, the first baseman, and Michael Wainwright
Comes on the third. Second pitch will be in there for strike 1 by Barano. As we have Dylan Wyndham go back to first. Ashton will move to center. Part of the interruption, ground ball to Michael Wainwright, thrown on to Dylan Wyndham for the out. Is back to what I was saying, Trent Bivens is going to move back to right and Ashton to center. And Garrett Peavy will move to second for Logan Wirtz. So that'll bring up Drew Albright here in this game in the top half of the seventh with the one out. Nobody on.
The first pitch from Barano, and there for ball one. Barano pitched in game one. Did an excellent job of retiring some batters, as he just did on the first batter, and quickly has Drew Albright in the 1-1 count. Fans still loud and proud over here.
Coach G goes to throw that ball back to Barano, and he dropped a lineup sheet. Now Barano says to deliver the 1-1 pitch is going to be outside for ball two.
Barano's pitching style and Trey Sanders' pitching style a lot different, as that one hits right up to Barano, hits off his glove. He's going to make a throw to first. It's off Dylan Wyndham's glove.
Albright's going to try and run for second, and no throw by Wyndham. Probably a smart play there. Not trying to throw that ball away and into left field. Could advance the runner another base.
And Barano had a great idea to throw it over to first. I just don't know if it was, it might have been a little late to do that, as he throws it away. He advances to second, so that takes the double play ball out of effect now.
The second baseman will come up, and Mitchell Hart. So Mitchell set to dig in against Lauren Barano for the first time in game two. Dylan Wyndham is going to move in on the grass at third base, or at first base, and Michael Wainwright's going to be playing at the corner. Ground ball to the second baseman, Garrett Peavy, as he throws to first for the out. So now 2 outs here in the top half of the seventh.
Brookstone has a runner in scoring position, so this is a big at-bat here again for both teams. Sly County trying to keep the tie. And
Sam Kilgore will come up for Brookstone here with 2 outs. He's got a man at third, so a base hit will bring him in, or a pass ball. So you got to be careful if you're Lauren and Tripp here on the mound. And it's a great pitch to start off this at bat on the outside part of the plate for strike one for Barano. As after Kilgore bats, we go to the top of the lineup for Brookstone. Jeremiah Burgess. The second pitch will be fouled off by Kilgore.
if I was Barano here, I already have him in 0-2 count. I'd go away. I wouldn't try to force anything inside.
I'd start a breaking ball on the plate and just break it off, try and get him to chase. Or go with a fastball away, or go with one up, trying to get him to chase. Don't give him something he can drive into the outfield.
Right.
That's all you're looking for here. It's a great breaking ball by Lauren Barano.
And
they are getting pumped up to go into the bottom half of the seventh, as we have the leadoff man, Garrett Peavy, to start, followed by Dakota Albritton and Dylan Taylor. So it's the top of the order for the Wildcats going into the bottom half of the seventh, and we'll be right back. Garrett Peavy, the junior second baseman, will lead off for the Wildcats here in the bottom half of the 7th. And the first pitch he sees swung on and ripped down the first baseline out of play.
Trey Sanders struggled a little bit in the 6th inning, allowing the Cats to tie it here. The next pitch to Peavy in there for strike 2.
And like Ashton earlier in this ball game, we saw him getting behind or getting up into 0-2 counts. That's what we saw in Trey Sanders there in the bottom half of the 6th, getting up in 0-2 counts and just letting them go. It's a breaking ball by Sanders, and Peavy is going to reach on an error at the shortstop position. So that could be the break the Wildcats need to string a couple of hits together and bring Peavy in, as now we'll have the senior left fielder Dakota Albritton.
And Dakota has a big chance here. Again, can't say it enough. He has a lot of contact. He just hits it right to an outfielder or an infielder.
Garrett Peavy with great speed over at first base. See how far Coach Cheek tries to push him in on a base hit, and as Trey Sanders wants him to just making sure he's not trying to steal a base over there with the pickoff attempt. So Sanders' first pitch to Albritton, a bunt attempt and a great bunt down the first base line as he's going to get tagged out, but he does his job and advances Garrett Peavy to second, and that brings up the sophomore shortstop in Dylan Taylor.
Yeah, beautiful bunt there from Dakota Albritton. Advanced the runner. Nothing. That's all you can ask for right there.
And Dylan Taylor in game 1, he had a couple of opportunities late in that ball game in extra innings with a man on third, but just unable to come through. He's due for a big at bat here, as they're going to intentionally walk him, as that brings up the hero in game 1, trying to be the hero in game 2.
They're pushing their luck here. Both batters are power batters.
And I kind of like that play from Brookstone. You know, that gives you the double play opportunity.
So now we have 2 runners on. Wyndham in the batter's box already hit a a walk-off home run
in game 1.
See what he can do here.
So Wyndham quickly up 1-0 in the count. He's just trying to get a base hit or a walk just to extend this inning. So the second pitch he'll see in the dirt for ball 2. Trent Bivens is on deck if there's no double play in effect here. Or it is in effect, but if Brookstone does not convert one here.
Wyndham rolls over on the top one. Flip to second, the throw to first. Not in time as it gets away. The runner's coming home. He's going to score. That's going to be the game, folks.
So the Wildcats here in the bottom of the 7th, they come through big on a missed throw from the shortstop, as the Wildcats will be region champions once again. Going against Brookstone, as it was 2 hard-fought games by both teams. Just great plays by the Wildcats. They were down early in this game, and they were able to come back and win it. So the final score here, Wildcats win game 2, 5-4.